Alright everyone, welcome onto the stream. Hopefully you can hear me right now, and hopefully what you're looking at is a picture of that I'm live right now with breaking severe weather and tornado coverage for your November 20th with dangerous tornadoes possible. And then you should have radar stopped in the bottom or right corner of your screen with severe weather and tornado warnings flashing on that screen. So hopefully that's what you're looking at. I'm actually going to pull this up on my phone right now to see if that's what you guys are seeing right now, and then we're going to get going into this. Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull this on up. If I can get someone to let me know in the chat as well that they can hear me now, and then we're going to get into this breaking coverage. I'm going to be going for quite a while this evening, and even when I'm taking a quick break from actually talking, I'm going to have live radar running for you guys. So this is going to be a good stream for everyone who needs to get that severe weather coverage down there across the Mid-South. And of course, thank you so much for being with me right now, if you have chosen me as your source. And yes, Weatherman of the North, you can see it. That is awesome. If you're watching on your phone and it says it's got it in 240p quality, you can go on over there and click on, you can tap on your screen and click on the little settings icon, and you can change this on over to 1080p because I have this running in HD right now. So hopefully this is the best possible quality for everyone here. And let's go ahead and get right into the stream right now, and we're going to head on over to where you can actually see what I'm doing here. I'm in real time, and we're going to go ahead and make our way on over to Radar Omega right now. We've got a tornado warning radar indicated here. This includes parts. Let's see what the details on that warning are actually saying for us here by clicking there. It remains in effect for LaSalle Parish for us here as of until your 4 p.m. Central Time. So you got about 10 minutes left on this right now. At 3:41 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Amwell, or 10 miles west of Harrisonburg, moving northeastward at 55 miles per hour. The first key word I really see when I'm reading this right here is going to be 55 miles per hour, okay? That's very fast movement of a storm. And remember, that's a wind gust speed, okay? So 55 miles per hour, you're talking about some very strong wind gusts getting going in, or movement of the storm, some strong wind gusts in the storm as well, of course, tornado, and we've got golf ball sized hail going on in this right now. So I want everybody who's in this area to be prepared, getting into the lowest, most interior room you can be in your home, because we've got radar indicated rotation. While there's not a tornado necessarily on the ground, there's definitely that tornado and golf ball sized hail potential in there, especially the hail potential. This is a very dangerous storm. There's going to be gusty winds in there, and in fact, it is, it's very important that you're just in an interior room within your home right now. So I'm actually going to click on the most local radar I can find in that region here, and this is going to be this radar here, and we're going to zoom in further on that storm. Again, you can see it's just southwest of you there in the Harrisonburg region, and right in there, that's where that hail core is. In fact, I'm going to use my other pin here. Right in there is where we're really seeing that hail core get going, especially just northwest of Jonesville here. This now has been changed over to a severe thunderstorm warning as this continues to move eastward, with the potential of hail of around 1.25 inches in diameter there. And then we've got wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. Notice we've still got the tornado possible tag, and this one is going to run all the way till 4:45 p.m. Central Time for us here. So we've got a little ways to go on that, and we've actually got brand new alerts getting going right now on off to the southwest of that. I'm watching the chat on my phone, and we're heading on back over here just southwest of Leesville. This is now we're talking, and this is the Lake Charles, Louisiana National Weather Service office. This is in Beauregard Parish in southwestern Louisiana. We've got southwestern Vernon Parish, as well as northeastern Newton County in southeastern Texas. So remember, we're still in the early phases of this system right now, as we're just beginning to see the weather threats get going at this point. Let's take a look. Hey, Mr. Storm, thank you so much for hopping on. A severe thunderstorm was located over Stringtown or near Newton, moving east at 20 miles per hour. We've got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail in the storm, a classic severe thunderstorm right there, the base requirements. Nonetheless, treat this as though it's a tornado warning. Right now, we're not necessarily looking at a tornado in the storm, but when I zoom in on this, I see that overall structure, okay? I see that overall hook shape just, west of Rose Pine there. And again, this is in far western and southwestern Louisiana, right on the borders with Texas there. There's a lot of stuff going on your screen right now, so that it's going to be pretty difficult for you at this time to see exactly the state borders, of course. But we're in Louisiana, on the verge of Texas for us here right at this point. And I apologize for any background noise if you hear any throughout this. It should be pretty good in that regard. Let me know how the audio is going right now. Can you hear me pretty good? Weatherman of the North, Eleva Tours, Mr. Storm, any of you guys, let me know if you can hear me pretty nicely right now as I continue to work my way through the beginning of this stream. And again, thank you to y'all for being on right now. In terms of the rotation with this storm, it's beginning to make its way on out of that tornado warning zone. There is a confirmed tornado northwest of, there's a hashtag there. Okay, you can see there's this rotation. This is broad level rotation. I don't see a lot of greens and reds meeting each other right, very close north of Alexandria. Yeah, I was reading about that, and I just got the ability to start streaming, and I'm glad I did, to bring as much information as possible. But yeah, north of Alexandria, there was a confirmed tornado. And yeah, I've got storm reports mode on right now, so hopefully those storm reports will come in and we can actually read what storm chasers have been finding in those areas, and that's the beauty of Radar Omega here. That's something that we should be able to do. But this is southwest of Harrisonburg. We've got this broad level rotation. The reason I call it broad, you can see there's gray all the way around the green. We're not seeing bright greens or bright reds meeting up with each other, and Weatherman of the North is very much so correct. Saying that the rotation is weakening. Great call there in the chat, and it's great to have other weather enthusiasts on here on the stream right now as well. We got 7 people watching. Great to have y'all on here, and we've got a flash flood alert over here as well. Don't want to leave that. Don't want to forget you there over towards Hornbeck and Anacoco there, and I believe that might be in far northeastern Texas. No, that's in northwestern Vernon Paris, in parts of Louisiana for us there. Okay, so let's just kind of take a quick reset here and head back on over to the MRNMS. This is just the overall radar system of combined radars in the United States. And again, right now, the areas I would be watching here at this point is this storm right here. Maybe this storm for some gusty winds, and then whatever gets going down this line. Now, it looks a little weaker on MRMS just because it's more radar sites combining and kind of merging with some smoothing. I'm looking for the potential of storms to ride like this up ahead of the line. That's something I was seeing a lot of. Ryan Hall tracking on a stream. Yep, the goat of weather, right, Ryan Hall? Moving southwest to northeast here ahead of the line. And that was what the models were indicating was going to happen earlier. I have not seen too much of that. Most of this is embedded in the line. The more of this that we can get, the better, because the more it's embedded in the line, the ones embedded in lines tend to be weaker than those that can be discrete out ahead of the line. But, I'm watching these cells for you there around Baton Rouge. I don't see anything too bad right now. But there is, of course, a tornado watch for you. The tornado watch does not include New Orleans. What your tornado watch is in the yellow here. And by the way, they have now been extended eastward. In fact, so while we don't have too much going on other than these warnings I just covered, let's take a look at the watches, kind of break that down. We've still got 3 hours left on this tornado watch here into parts of Louisiana and far eastern Texas. I would expect within the next couple hours we really see that shaved off there in Texas. And we've actually got some severe thunderstorm warnings on off towards the northwest of what I'm talking about right now. So we'll actually take a look at that in just a minute. But we've actually got that watch extended eastward here. Jackson, Mississippi getting in on a watch. With a tornado watch expiring in 424 minutes there, so that's going to be a while. And if my math is correct on that, we're talking at least about 6-7 more hours on that. This is going to last into the nighttime into these areas. So we need to watch the potential there closely. So actually here I can pick out single site radar, and we're gonna a good inflow notch, yeah. Um, we're gonna pull up single site radar here on these particular storms, and the closest one to these storms here in that level 1 risk is going to be there in Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's going to be the closest, but this is in southeastern Oklahoma, in just a little area here. There's kind of almost the last end of this cold front in that area. And with your reflectivity, man, these are some pretty feisty storms here. Choctaw Nation right there. We've got Clayton right there. We've got hail of 1 inch in diameter, wind of 60 miles per hour possible right there in this marginal risk zone. Let's read about it. We've got a severe thunderstorm located near Stanley moving east at 20 miles per hour. And then 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw some even larger hail in some of these storms over here. They just have that look. Overall, the tornado threat there low, but we need to monitor this even there. Good looking inflow notch in northern Newton County there. If you can tell me where exactly you are referring to right there, Weatherman of the North 154, I will hop over to that radar site here, and we'll try to pull up the latest on that. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Just throw that in for you there. And, especially even if you're subscribed and you haven't liked this stream yet, helps push it out to more people. And give me just a second, and we're going to see what warning I want to go to next. All right. So we've still got severe thunderstorm warning here. That's including parts of southwestern Tensas Parish in northeastern Louisiana, northern Concordia Parish in northeastern Louisiana, Catahoula Parish in northeastern Louisiana, western Jefferson County in southwestern Mississippi, and northeastern Adams County in southwestern Mississippi. So all of these areas, you have a severe thunderstorm warning for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, half-dollar sized hail, and there is the chance that we could get a brief spin-up tornado embedded in that storm, even though it's not actively tornado warned. Obviously, that one tornado warning with 1 minute left is set to expire there. That was just to the west of that area. But again, there was a tornado confirmed near Alexandria earlier, and then we've got severe thunderstorm warning back on off towards the southwest of this, with Beauregard, Vernon, and Newton. So Beauregard and Vernon parishes and Newton County there, which Newton County is in southeastern Texas. So that's what we're looking at here. Again, this is an enhanced risk for severe weather, and I want to actually head on over to what we're looking at here. I've got 7 viewers on right now. Great to see everybody on here. Thank you so much for being on the stream. It means a lot to me here. So I want to go and look at the satellite imagery, and we're going to continue playing this out. I can see here we've got this area. This is really what I want to watch here. We've got this area of explosive thunderstorms right here, and we can really see that convection. I want to watch this zone, southeastern Texas, right in here, because I think some of the warmest, most unstable air is untapped in this area. Are the the ingredients in the atmosphere available there? Are the ingredients in the atmosphere right for the storms to get here? Because there's plenty of fuel here, but are we actually going to get storms in this area to fire off? So that's what we're really watching there. You can pretty much see the front right there. Although again, on the tail end of some of these fronts, we can always see those storms. That's the beginning of some of those storms there in southeastern Oklahoma, firing on off. By the way, thank you for your kind words in the chat, Weatherman of the North, Mr. Storm. Thank you for remaining in my chat as well. Again, let's head on over to Storm Prediction Center, reload the site, because I just really want to focus on some of this information here while there's not too much action going on at this time. So we've got some mesoscale discussions. Obviously, we've got watches now issued. Let's read about these watches. Again, this is the one that's been ongoing for a little while now. It's been trimmed eastward into parts of mainly north central and northeastern Louisiana here. 70 mile per hour wind gusts are very, very possible in this area. with some of these storms. Scattered hail events, again, 2 inches in diameter possible. This is the key word here. A few tornadoes likely. Okay, so you're already talking about the dangers with tornadoes. A couple of intense tornadoes are possible. That's what's really important to note here. Again, and they're listing their tornado watch potential, the tornado potential in this watch as high. This is unexpected. Not extremely uncommon necessarily for fall to get tornadoes here. This is the region you would expect it in, but nonetheless, this is a pretty unexpected event, and it's really come to fruition pretty quickly. So if you're not ready to get in your lowest, most interior room of your house, this is, if you're in a mobile home and you know somewhere else you can be, this is your time to find that other place, to get to that other place, especially if you're in areas that have not been affected yet, like places like Mississippi. If you have relatives you can spend the night with, then so be it. That might be your best option for tonight. So just keep all of this in mind right now, as that, as this dangerous event continues to unfold. Tornado parameter, again, this is what I was talking about. These untapped ingredients are just sitting here in southern Louisiana. I mean, completely, that was a terrible circle. I don't even know what that was, honestly. This region right here, that's a better circle. Still not great. Anyway, this region right here, there we go. Finally got it. This region here, I would really watch for the tornado potential. Anything that gets going there and starts spinning, we need to monitor quite closely here. So now let's continue and head our way on back over to radar right now. Again, I'm not seeing too much in the way of warnings here in tornado department. That's good. We've only got 3 warnings in terms of severe thunderstorms, but again, these are all ones that I've just covered, and they are quite dangerous storms here in these areas. And in fact, I've only got 1 radar running here, and it happens to be the one over in Georgia that I didn't mean to click on. Now we've got MRMS radar data back on, and let's just get a 21 frame loop running here. I want to go back and see what struck here in Alexandria, Louisiana for us here while we've got a brief minute as well. Hello from Memphis. Thanks so much for being on here on the stream. In fact, since you gave me your location, let's actually talk about what's going on for you there in Memphis. We'll get to that in just a second, shall we? Thank you for your comments. I've seen your comments before. Of VapCap, JB. Hello from Memphis once again. Thank you for being on here, and I've seen your kind words and comments. Hopefully I reply to all your comments. I try to be good about replying to comments pretty efficiently. Now, anyway, so let's see if we can, I want to play this back. Let's do 21 frames. I also don't want to overload my computer with too much stuff here either. I'm guessing that cell maybe here was the one that was doing that. So for you there in Memphis, in fact, that's, I'm glad you said that. Let's head on over to Future Radar. We haven't looked at Future Radar yet. It's time to do that and play out the very latest data with the 21Z run that's just coming on in now from the HRRR model. If I quiet down just a little bit, I'm trying to maintain my voice here for the stream. Again, this is pretty much what we're looking at on the radar right now. Again, let me know if you're having any audio issues here. In fact, if I can get just another confirmation now, I hate to be annoying asking all the questions, but if you can just give me one more confirmation there, anyone who's watching right now, if you can just tell me in the chat that you can hear me. Okay, once again, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. And that would be great. Now, moving on here. You can see we've got, again, and now the model's really picking up on those storms. These might be some underrated cells right there. Far southeast Oklahoma, western Arkansas, far northeastern Texas. Again, these little popcorn cells here, here, even back into southeastern Texas as the evening rolls on, cannot be, we can't underrate these cells. This line right here can't be underrated, particularly these storms here again, and that's what we're seeing come to fruition with the biggest hail and tornado threat there. As these continue moving eastward into the evening hours, this is as we make our way towards 7, 8 o'clock. Look, we've got a few cells down here. These might be the ones that could be underrated. We've got a cell offshore. Could that move up towards New Orleans? Possibly. And then we've got this down here, southern Mississippi, some of these cells on the front end of the line. Now, for those of you, or for who just tuned in for me there from Memphis, Tennessee, thank you so much for being here. For you, you're in the level 1 risk of severe weather. I would mainly assume for damaging winds for you there. But I would not rule out a brief tornado, mainly some heavy rain moving on through and maybe some isolated flash flooding. And we're going to continue to see these wraparound cells kind of push back on in. Uh, oh, yeah, thank you for your kind words there in the comments once again. And I'm glad I'm able to provide you that information for you there in Memphis. Thanks for letting me know you can hear me as well. Um, Try to be as accurate, informative, timely as possible here. um, with my scheduling as time allows. And then in parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, this is going to be a nighttime threat. Okay, I might not still be live. In fact, there's a chance that there's a good chance that I probably will not be still live and talking at this point. But I might try to keep the radar running here. But if not, be ready here for the nocturnal threat into parts of Mississippi and Louisiana. But don't worry, I've got you covered for another few hours here. With some on and off lot, me talking at times, it'll just be the radar on your screen, but I will have everything running for you here. And right now it's looking like we've got, we've still got these same warnings here, severe thunderstorm warnings in these locations. So I'm actually going to bring it on over, and I'm going to put it on my mode here with I'll be right back mode, and I'm going to take a quick breather here, and we'll return to the stream here in just a second with me and my commentary. Alright, I'm back now as we've got multiple tornado warnings now on the map, and it's definitely not unexpected at this point. If you're still in the chat here, I've got a few people on. Just let me know in the chat by giving me a thumbs up that you can hear me once again, but let's go ahead and get right back on in to the stream. I've got this playing on my own phone, so hopefully you can hear me. Yep. Okay, I can tell on my phone that I turned the audio back on. Perfect. Alright, we're back on here. Let's go ahead and get into these tornado warnings that are brand new here. These are over parts of Louisiana, making their way on over now towards Mississippi, which is a new addition. Of course, recently into the watch, and now we've got the warnings heading that way. So let's cover a few things here. We've got a storm report there that I want to zoom in on as well. That looks like it came again. This is that tornado probably near Alexandria. There's a couple reports there. And then we've got another warning over similar areas that received damage earlier. Let's see if I can get my mouse on one of those. Yeah, here we go. Wind damage reports. Couple trees and power lines were downed on Benelby Road there in LaSalle County, Louisiana. So law enforcement, the source of that, so very credible report there. So we've definitely got some problems now beginning to arise, and we're seeing the reports beginning to come in. So let's see what's going on here. We've got some pinks and some whites. This looks interesting, very, very interesting here. This is a storm that was tornado warned earlier when I started the stream. It's moved east. It had a severe thunderstorm warning on it. Now we're back to a tornado warning with the potential of hail almost towards 2 inches in diameter, and I'm going to turn on velocity on this immediately because this looks like it's pretty beginning to get its rotational act back together. And yes, we do have some strong winds. And I understand while this is some broad rotation, we've got strong winds. These are winds, you're talking 60 plus miles per hour anyway here, meeting up with winds maybe 20, 30, 40. So while there's not the strongest of rotation, we've got this overall broad area here that I'm outlining right now, and you can just see the way that things are swirling around in that vicinity. So definitely we're seeing the rotation going on in that vicinity here. This is near Clayton there, and I do believe we're in northeastern Louisiana still right now. And let's read this tornado warning here. Yeah, so southwestern Tensas Parish in northeastern Louisiana, northeastern Concordia, we've got southwestern Claiborne County in southwestern Mississippi, Jefferson County in southwestern Mississippi, and northeastern Adams County in southern Mississippi. So let's continue looking at some of these other warnings we've got. So that's a tornado warning, some broad rotation. Get into your lowest, most interior room if possible here. We've got a different tornado warning, not looking like very tight rotation over here just southwest of the Jenna area there in Louisiana, but nonetheless some gusty winds, some broad rotation there. And this is near an area of Alexandria where we were hit earlier by tornado impact. So this is why it's important to be ready there once again. And I know we don't have tornado warnings on these two storms here. There's broad rotation there near Boyce, and there's also rotation back here in this area I just circled. Ooh, I just turned up my own volume. So keep that in mind here. Now actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over this screen here back on over to this screen because I forgot to do that. Now we're back on this screen. This should be the one that we're looking at now because I'm already back. It says I'll be right back on my screen, but now it doesn't. Okay, so this we still got tornado warnings going on in this region. We've got the tornado watch overall. Again, it's really important that you're ready in these areas because this is going to hit quickly. Okay, we've got these storms. I was reading a warning earlier. We had a storm moving at 55, 60 miles per hour. This is fast-moving storms, and it's just crazy to see the way these are moving along. So keep in mind as these continue progressing eastward, the impacts that we could really sustain here into parts of Mississippi as well. Again, I really want to focus in here. I really want to focus in on your Storm Prediction Center outlook here. Again, this is the area we're talking about for enhanced risk of severe weather. While these areas back into southeastern Texas still have the enhanced risk, I do believe this is going to begin to get cut right around here within the next few hours, okay? So these areas I'm circling now, right here, be ready in that area. This is the area we've still got several hours to go, especially if you live here in the parts of Mississippi and Alabama. Worst of all, the sun's going down right now. Um, as I've mentioned before, I live in the east, and the sun's going down right now. This is a dangerous, it's about to be dark, and people are going to be out on the roads commuting home with tornadoes on their doorstep. So we just got to keep this in mind. This is not something that needs to be taken lightly here as we continue to have these alerts in place. Again, right now they're all focused here over parts of Louisiana as well as southwestern Mississippi. Now that this is just west of the Jackson region, we have a severe thunderstorm warning up here just north of Vicksburg, Mississippi, with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. But again, my focus continues to be on this velocity signature here. Again, very broad rotation here near Clayton, there in northeastern Louisiana. But do not, just don't rule out the potential for a tornado to be on the ground there. And then back on off towards the west again, maybe some broad rotation in there with that tornado warning. And again, we continue to see this rotation move eastward. So we've still got a couple tornado warnings that we're watching actively right now. We've got areas of rotation here on near the radar site that are not tornado warned. In fact, they don't even have the tornado possible tag on them. These are underrated storms here on over into far eastern Texas, but especially central Vernon Parish there in southwestern Louisiana. I would really prepare if you're near New Lano and to the southeast of that area. This looks not many cities popping up on the map, so not many areas here. This is some broad rotation, but I'm seeing it there, and I want you to watch out in that area as that moves eastward and northeastward towards the radar site for a potential spin up there. So again, a summary here. I just came back and started chatting once again with you. We've got a few tornado warnings here. Overall, broad rotation. We're beginning to see this threat shift on east towards places like Jackson, Mississippi, places like Vicksburg as well. And here's our active radar again, and I'm going to take another quick break here, and then I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, hopefully you can hear me now. Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and head on over now. And let's go ahead and get back and take a look at some radar here. We're back with some commentary here. There was a tornado report. Okay, this was near Alexandria here. This was 15 miles west-southwest of Colfax, Louisiana here. Natchitoches here. We had a National Weather Service employee say that there was at 3:40 p.m. Central Time, so about a couple hours ago here, or excuse me, 2:40 p.m. Central Time, so a few hours ago here. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a possible tornado on the ground with a debris signature evident. This tornado produced structural damage and has downed trees near the town of Gorham, near and around Highway 119. So praying for everyone there and hoping everyone is alright in that area. Obviously, it's dark now, so most pictures from that area will come in tomorrow, I'm sure. There's been some hail reports coming in out of this storm, no surprise. This one with a tornado warning here, now making its way on over just south of Jackson, Mississippi here. For you there in Jackson, Mississippi, I've got a little bit of good news. As I see it now, this cell looks pretty subsevere. So for you there in Jackson right now, you might be in the clear for a little while longer here, and hopefully for the rest of this event. I can't really guarantee anything, but that would be the hope in the what I would really intend to see happen there, and just hope to see happen there. But let me quit rumbling about that, and let's take a look at radar here, because there is a tornado warning near this radar site near Alexandria. Again, we've got more rotation embedded, and we're going to see rotation on and off throughout the rest of the evening right here. This is where we're seeing that rotation. We've also got a severe thunderstorm warning right over Alexandria itself in Louisiana right here. So really just a tough day, especially in that Alexandria region, as there was a confirmed tornado on the ground earlier there. Man, look at this. This is some pretty tight rotation near the radar site, and I believe, yeah, this is an observed tornado. Okay, this is serious business here. Near that radar site, just southwest of Alexandria. It's going to be making its way just south of you there in Alexandria. Confirmed tornado was near LeCamp, or 8 miles west of Hineston, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Damaging tornado, radar confirmed. Okay, so this is not spotter confirmed, this is radar confirmed. Tornado will be around Hineston, Lander, and Cyper. And this is already happening here. And then Otis and Elmer right now, and then Gardner. You have a little bit longer to get ready there in places like Gardner. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. Really what you're seeing here, you're seeing some very strong reds mixing with some greens. Now, of course, this is very close to the radar site, so it doesn't look, it looks almost more like a Boeing with some some sort of damaging wind event. But so let's take a look at correlation coefficient. This is going to show us if there's debris being lofted up in the air, and I want to see if we can see anything moving along right into where that tornado is. Yeah, so this is where the radar confirmed tornado aspect of things, I believe, has come into the picture. Okay, this is scary stuff to see. Right here, we've got Highway 121 right here. Right there, you can see just a little, there's a lot of feedback here, but you can see a circle that's not this kind of weird feedback. This is its own little entity here. This is an area of non-radar, stuff being thrown in the air, whether this is cars, whether this is houses, pieces of houses at least, don't know. But we do know that there is a tornado on the ground in that region at that point. Continuing to move on off towards the east, it looks like that has kind of mixed in with that feedback area, but overall it looks like it kind of fell apart. So right now I think the tornado might be finishing up, but in areas around 121 there's probably just been some significant damage that just occurred right in this area. And now that that area of correlation coefficient where we had where we had the debris ball there of stuff being thrown in the air, is now that that's moving into that feedback area. We don't really know if it's still there, so we need to watch this as it moves eastward towards Woodworth and just south of Alexandria, making its way towards Interstate 49. Probably a lot of people commuting home right now. Ominous skies, although it's dark outside anyway. Hard to see there. Just makes it even more dangerous here. Now, another spot where we have a tornado warnings over here, just south of you there in Jackson, Mississippi. As I was saying, you're kind of splitting the difference here. Now, that's just some feedback on your screen. Don't take that as anything. Now you're looking at radar, and you're looking at some big hail, radar-indicated tornado. Overall, recently with this storm, it's been pretty much radar indicated. So we're not seeing anything being confirmed on the ground, but that doesn't matter. It's moving east at 45 miles per hour. Claiborne County in southwestern Mississippi. We've got northern Lincoln County in south central Mississippi. Jefferson County in southwestern Mississippi. And northwestern Franklin County in southwestern Mississippi. So all these areas prepare for this storm as it continues moving eastward at 45 miles per hour. I can actually put a little storm track on this, and let's see how as that continues moving to the east, we're seeing this move at 45 miles per hour. And let's see what this is. Blue Hill, we've got you in 14 minutes. Union Church in 17 minutes. McBride in 19 minutes here. Burnell in 23. Caseyville in 27 minutes. Barlow in 30 minutes. This storm has had a history of producing some very large hail, heavy rain, gusty winds, as well as the chance of an embedded tornado. So I don't really care if there's a tornado in here for any of you in these areas. I'm putting my foot down and I'm saying this is a dangerous storm regardless, and you need to be ready in those areas I just listed, and even some of these places down the line like Shady Grove, Strong Hope, Crystal Springs, and then we've also got Ashley in 58 minutes. So all these locations, I just want you to be ready. I want you to be prepared, and that's all I really want. So just keep that in mind in those locations. In fact, I want to put a tracker back on that storm just southwest of Alexandria. Again, not very far from where the tornado report came in from earlier. Again, notice they've shaved this warning. They haven't extended it further yet as that rotation begins to broaden out a little bit. But let's put a track on this storm anyway here just southwest of Alexandria there, as it makes its way on off towards the north and east. I believe it was moving at a similar speed. We're just going to put in 45 miles per hour. We've got Elmer in 3 minutes, Woodworth very soon, Cooley, Cloverdale, Lamourie, Moreland, Chambers, Willow Glen, all these areas. I want you in your safe place. That's the lowest, most interior room. And then, of course, Alexandria, still with the chance of a tornado overhead for you. But overall, right now it's looking like this is beginning to shade eastward. Now, what's really interesting here, and I've still got it on storm tracker mode, so let's turn that off. What's really interesting here is we've got these cells on off towards places like Nacogdoches there in eastern Texas, and I guess the Shreveport radar is going to be closest to this. Yeah, there's not a great radar close to this. It's kind of distant for a lot of different radars. But there's still a line over here that I wouldn't rule out for some tornado potential that's going to move east. So we'll see how that continues playing out there. But that's, overall irrelevant to the point right now. And we've got a new tornado warning here just north of Jackson, Mississippi there. This is near Canton, just northeast of Ridgeland there. In that region, this is moving right over U.S. Highway 51 and making its way on off towards the northeast. This is radar indicated, but it's going to be a little longer before you're out of this warning. This is lasting for quite a while. We've still got an hour on this warning now that it's developed. Here's that cell here. We're going to play this cell and see if we can see any strengthening rotation. Again, the southern end of that cell, it's kind of been these kinks in the line, right? We were expecting discrete cells today out ahead of the line. Not as many of those. It's more kinks in the line, which is why there haven't been quite as many tornado warnings as could have been anticipated. Nonetheless, we're seeing a few every hour, and that's enough. All it takes is one to wipe out cities, towns. It's moving east at 40 miles per hour through northeastern Rankin County, northwestern Scott County in central Mississippi, as well as southeastern Madison County in that region. Let's take a look at the velocity product there and see if how the rotation is looking. And yeah, pretty broad rotation here. Again, when you look for these a tornado in this area, you definitely know there's winds shifting. Okay, you've got winds blowing like this, you've got winds blowing like that. We know we have the differing winds, but notice there's not bright colors near each other on this map, and also notice in that area where we have the greens, it's pretty extended, right? You don't see a very small dot where there's a noticeable area of rotation, some differences, stuff like that. But nonetheless, we're going to continue to see this move northeastward. And now, with that one moving at 40 miles per hour, we're going to put a track on that because that's what we're going to do. And we got this moving at 40 miles per hour. We're going to calculate that with Radar Omega. Awesome stuff to use for streaming here at Radar Omega, by the way. Shout out to this product. It's really nice. Gluckstadt in 5 minutes. Got some tongue twisters today. Sloan in 10 minutes. We've got Meltonville in 10, Canton in 14 minutes, Madisonville in 15 minutes. I noticed a lot of places within the next 15 minutes. Lowest most interior room, if you're in your car and you're listening to this right now. I don't have too many people on the stream, but if you do happen to be driving through here, I just can't tell you enough. I mean, just, be looking around and pull off the road if you need to. And if you can get into some sort of sturdy building, get into a friend's house, you got to make a stop on the way home or spend the night somewhere else tonight. So be it. It's for your own safety, of course, in that case. Now, this is looking a little more interesting down back here. And this is that further south. This is back down below Jackson. And this is the best radar site for it. And we've got some pretty decent rotation moving around right in here. Now, different radars kind of have different colors that they just look a little different. But this is some pretty tight rotation here. And you just need to keep an eye on this in that area as it makes its way towards Hazelhurst and towards Georgetown as well. So that's certainly some pretty feisty stuff. Okay, and that warning we had in the Alexandria area has now turned into, and we don't have a confirmed tornado on the ground there anymore. We've got the tornado possible tag, and we've got 60 mile per hour wind gusts and hail to 1 inch in diameter. With this update in mind, I'm going to take another break here from the talking here, and I'll be back for probably 1 or 2 more times before the stream is up. But again, we are beginning to see this activity move out of the enhanced risk, but some of this stuff back on off towards the southwest will continue to be in the enhanced risk for a few more hours. So really this is going to begin to wane over the next 3 to 4 hours, but we've still got some nighttime storms that we cannot underrate them here from Birmingham on back down towards Gulf Shores. Thank you again for joining me here, and I'm going to have the live radar playing once again for us here, and I'm going to turn that on right now so that you can at least still see the radar, even though I'm not going to be talking here for a little bit at this point. Thank you. live radar coverage continues. We don't have really much new in the tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning department. I'll keep you posted. Alright, I'm going to be capping off the stream here in just a second, but you're taking a final look now at some of the latest radar data here, and we've still got a few tornado warnings going on right now, and this is going to kind of be how we go the rest of the evening. We're seeing that tornado watch area move eastward, which is good news for us here. It means that we're beginning to see the threats clear out for some communities. So let's go ahead and head on over to our live radar at this point and just kind of show you what's going on here. So let's, we've got a few tornado warnings here, and then I'm just going to be capping off the stream here within the next 5 to 10 minutes. We've got a few storms here, really bringing in the severe thunderstorm gusts, some hail, as well as the tornado warnings here. One of those is just southeast of Alexandria. We've got one here just northeast, kind of between Macomb in Louisiana and Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson still being pretty much spared from the worst today, and now pretty much out of it. So in the clear pretty much for you there in Jackson. Overall, as we're beginning to see this tornado watch area move eastward. In fact, you're barely in that there in Jackson as that continues to move east. Though we do have one straggler storm, kind of surprised that the tornado watch got removed for you there in that area just east of Alexandria with those existing storms there. But nonetheless, overall, that just shows you that they're pretty confident the threat is waning, even with the warnings we've got going on there. By the way, this is all part of a larger setup here, where we've got the low pressure systems stationed right here over parts of Missouri and Arkansas. We're going to see pretty big wind gusts here into parts of Tennessee, Alabama, into Georgia, the Carolinas the next few days. Pretty much the entirety of the system bringing in some gusty winds. Eventually we're going to see ice into parts of Pennsylvania, as well as snowfall into the interior northeast. So this is really, turning into just overall a winter storm event, and this is what I've been breaking down, and thanks for all the support on the latest videos. But again, we've seen some 1.5, 1.2 inch hail get reported. Again, we've had the tornado report over here near Alexandria. That's the only confirmed one down right now. Some wind damage reports. So overall, this hasn't turned out quite as bad as it could have been. We've still got a few more hours here to worry about this threat here, though, over parts of especially Mississippi and moving into western parts of Alabama. Just touching up on those warnings one last time. Pretty much everything radar indicated here, but near Philadelphia and Mississippi, I'd watch that there. We've got tornado possible tags on severe thunderstorm warnings. And back on over, we do have that observed tornado here. So this is going to be the last warning that I really zoom on in tonight at here, just east of Alexandria, Louisiana. Once again, that's been pretty much the really pretty much the focal point of a lot of today's activity is in that region. And let's go ahead and click on over on that radar and get the latest imagery there. And we've still got some pretty tight rotation in that vicinity. So please get in your safe place in some of these communities as this line continues making its way on off towards the east tonight. Otherwise, this is bringing me towards the conclusion of this stream. But you know what I want to do one last time here before this stream is over is I want to show you some models. And we're going to do that here by going... I'm going to go to the HRRR and just show you the most recent run we've gotten here. These storms continue moving eastward, and overall the threats are going to begin to wane as the night goes on. But one thing that I do want to point out here, southeastern Louisiana, this is not going to be on my coverage, but overnight tonight, southeastern Louisiana really having the potential to light up with some of these storms, as well as into parts of south central Mississippi. We could see some... This could be just as intense as some of the storms we saw today, especially considering that today's storms were just a little bit weaker in some areas than expected. So just keep that in mind, that these storms could be feisty tonight. But that's going to be the conclusion of this stream here. Thank you to anybody watching. Like, subscribe, because I do weather videos most of the time. Today deserved that stream, though, for the dangerous weather. Everybody have a great day. And we're just going to leave radar on here for maybe a little bit longer before the stream ends. Thank you. Have a great day.